Why is it such a volatile time here for CEOs of American companies?
Yeah, it's really not even just the tech sector where we're seeing this volatility. We recorded 159 CEO departures in August. That's the highest single month of CEO departures that we've tracked over the first 8 months of the year. We've tracked 1,009 CEO departures. That's the largest number we've seen over any 8-month period since we started tracking in 2002. So that includes 2008 during the recession. It's a time where it's tough to hold on to the top role at the helm of a company, as we're seeing quite a few departures.
That's remarkable. So what is going on? Why the turnover?
Yeah, it's there's no simple answer. Part of it is certainly the predicted economic slowdown, growth around the world. It's getting some people, boards are a little jumpy. They're making some changes. We're seeing some CEOs stepping down by choice at a time when the company's doing really well financially, and they can go out on their own terms and put into place their succession plans. And then we're also seeing a lot of tech companies. It's the area where we saw the second most number of CEO departures. A lot of that, we're in a 10-year bull market run right now. Tech companies that started off have had founders move up with them for a long period of time. Some of those companies are moving into a more mature phase of their organization, and corporate boards are finding that these younger, often founder CEOs are not able and don't have the skill sets to navigate the company in this next period of their lives.
Yeah, well, let's talk about who's replacing those founder CEOs. Some interesting choices. I'm curious if you see any trends in the interim or replacement CEOs at companies like WeWork and Juul. Clearly, they're searching for a contrast, the boards are, to the kind of visionary, charismatic, maybe slightly unpredictable founder CEO.
Yeah, I think you saw a great example of that at Juul, where they moved to a new CEO that is a long-time executive in the tobacco industry. Right? It's such a clear example of a founder that broke through regulatory paradigms, made something out of nothing, but has now run into the next phase of the company's life cycle, where they're dealing and navigating with a very complicated, bureaucratic, slow-moving regulatory environment. And so I think they made a really smart move by bringing in an executive from the tobacco industry that has a lot of experience there.
Andrew, real quickly, let's talk about eBay. So Scott Schenkel, the CFO, now replacing Devin Wenig as CEO. Does the fact that the CFO has taken over now signal that some financial engineering is in eBay's future?
Well, the entire push to have Wenig removed was really propelled by activist shareholders in the company. So they have a clear sight on the bottom line. Looking at the numbers, I think they're probably pretty happy with the naming of the CFO of the organization, somebody that's going to be thinking about cutting costs. But they're also going to be looking for, one of their main complaints was that even though there had been growth at eBay, the growth wasn't seismic enough. It wasn't large enough in this environment where you'd think a company like eBay would be doing fairly well. So I think they'll also continue to search and maybe look for another transformational type of CEO.